what's your name now?
Oh, people do like calling me Danny. So,
Danny?
a friend that you
Danny
way
for
man.
sure.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, I will take Danny.
Okay. All right. So Danny, welcome to the show. Um, yeah, so this is gonna be more like a informal, casual conversations show. First thing first, let's talk about how we met.
Sure. So, shall I start or should you?
Huh?
Shall I start or should you?
Oh, well, we can both start. So we actually met through a film project, right? A school film project with Cecil.
Harry Cecil, yeah, I
Yes,
remember.
and she was working on a short film called Journey, right?
The journey, right?
Yeah, and I play one of the supporting girl, and you're the
Supporting
supporting leads for the yeah. Um, yeah, so that was a fun experience, and maybe we'll include the. I don't know if she still have that video on YouTube. We can
that's what I know.
Yeah, so we can link that on in the show notes so people can see. Yeah,
Definitely.
and then from that we adventure extend our friendship, or what do you call it, or you want to call it as a professional into little
At
fun.
that time, our policy is still professional. Cause we got close like after that, a little after, So yeah. Um, but with that being said about being on Carrie Cecil's film, that was their first film working with her. But for me, it was actually my second. But the first was more of a like just a side like support thing. It wasn't never officially released. It was just for a grade. But the one that we did together, the journey, that wasn't actually officially released for like screenings and stuff. And from what I remember, it did. I think it won best transgender film. I forgot what awards it got, but it did receive I think like two or three, which I'm
Yeah,
very proud of. I'm very proud of
and
being
I think the part of the footage was it got used in one of the music video too. I forgot what
Did
is.
how about that? No. Did it?
Yes, it did. You
No, I
didn't
had
know?
no. Didn't know.
Oh my god.
No.
Okay.
It probably wasn't my scene. That's probably why I got used.
I don't remember, but maybe if I found it, I'll include the link to.
Oh, please, that's it. I want to see it. Yeah. So
And
but like oh yeah, you can go ahead. I'm sorry.
oh no, it's okay. So I was gonna say, so from that we work again together in my film LGBT Love Stories.
Right from
Yes,
there we
yeah,
right.
and how funny that both projects we never in the movie we never have any um
Interactive. I know it's
we
funny.
never
Yeah,
have
we were on
any
Facebook and everything, but
exchange, huh? Is that how?
it's true. Like we were already friends at that point, and we were like keeping in touch on social media. But then, yeah, when it came to the actual film, we didn't like directly interact with each other. Yeah, it's funny. But that happens all the time, so that's nothing new in the film industry. But yeah, it is funny though. Yeah.
Yeah, so we didn't have any interaction in the film.
But of
But
course, behind the
outside,
scenes, there was, but
yeah, but
not on.
outside of the film, we are kind of like talking on and off all this time,
Right, right.
right? Yeah. So tell, t- I never really asked you. So how was your experience working for the LGBT love stories?
It was very.
Honestly.
No, honestly, it was a good time because it was my first. That film was my first feature film because I'd done
Oh,
like three, four shorts before that. Oh, I forgot to tell you this because we like we just mentioned we met through Carrie
Yeah.
Cecil, but I actually met her from a project before that. There was a guy, I can't remember his name, Jimbo Bowen. He was the creator and director of that film. It was another transgender short film, but he was director, and Carrie played support in that film. And that's how I met Carrie. And then from there, I did Carrie's films, and that's how I met you. So I kind of had a few experience with short films by that point. And by that point, I think I already done like four, like
Mm.
back to back in that year. It was a very good year for me for bookings. But and then, so I was already familiar with short films, and LGBT Love Stories was definitely different for me because it was my first feature film, first full length project. So I was very proud of it,
Okay.
and it was a different experience, and it was hella fun. I mean, I'd be lying if I said it was 100% perfect. There was drama on set, of course, from one of the actors, which I'm not gonna mention the name, and I was mentioning but their name, but like you probably remember who I'm talking about. But there was drama, be unneeded drama, I might say,
Mm.
and not at my fault. I want to add, but yeah. But other than that, I had a great time. Just getting to the locations alone was fun because even though I have been to Long Beach, because I know one of the scenes was in Long Beach, especially the nightclub scenes, right?
Yes.
Um, Long Beach, of course, I've been to Long Beach because I'm in LA native, so and the areas all the time. But it was a while that I was in Long Beach. I think it was like a couple years, so especially in that area, so it was very nice to go back to it. And though I've been familiar with that area, it was my first time actually going to that club, the Executive Suite. I've never been there,
Hey, it's
so it
still
was
there.
it was
It's still
very
there.
fun.
It's
Well,
10 years ago already. And
I'm
it's
glad
not,
it's still there.
nothing changed. Same,
Uh,
same Lakers store next door. Remember we
yeah,
had a
yeah.
thing,
I have a
right
funny
under
story
the
about that.
Laker sign, right? So
Right, I have a funny story about that'll make good that'll be good for the podcast. But do you remember when it was the very first day of shooting, and because I remember the very first scenes we did, I think no, it wasn't an Executive Suite, it was in Culver City for the diner scene.
yeah,
That was the shooting, but I remember next to, and if Michelle's gonna watch this later, hi Michelle, I love you. Um, her diner, S&W Country, it's the S&W Country Diner, right? If I remember.
SW.
Um,
Yeah.
S&W, yeah, just, giving her diner some props because she is excellent food.
Hmm.
But yeah, I remember there was a bar right next to her diner, and because it wasn't open yet, and I arrived like a half hour early. So I was like, well, I'm gonna have a drink.
You did.
I did, and I remember, and I still remember the name because it was named after that song. Because it was a big hit song at that time, "Summertime Sadness." I remember, I forgot who sang that song,
Hmm.
but yeah, they named it after that song. I was like, oh, I'll take this because I don't drink much, so I don't know my liquor. So I didn't know what to order, so I just ordered that because the name. So I ordered a drink, and it sucks because right when I order it, it's like you're not even ready to shoot. I'm like, oh, I didn't drink anything, and it cost me like 15, 20 bucks. You want a drink?
So you did drink, huh? I didn't know that.
Didn't drink at all. I did. I was just about to. They
Because
just literally served me the drink. They're like, "Oh, here you go, it's ready." And the round about the drink, you take it. Like, "Oh, we're ready to shoot." I'm like, "Oh God!" I'm like,
because I
"This is my
I
life."
think I came a little bit late. Late.
Yeah, and I was like, yeah, and I was like,
Yeah.
it was kind of, but yeah. And speaking on drinking, the scene that we did later, I think it
Mm.
was like maybe a week or two. I forgot when the time was, the gap between the filming for the diner scene and the executive club scene. What was that, like 2 weeks later? I don't remember,
Mm,
but
the shoe was very quickly. I believe we finished within 10 days, 10 to 14 days.
oh yeah, because I
So
saw the G.
so
I
it
had a
must
G
be
section
within 2
a few
weeks,
days.
for sure.
I think it was like 3 or 4 days. But anyway, that part doesn't really matter. But I remember when we shot that scene. I don't know if you remember, but they surprised us. The guy that owned the bar, the nightclub. I forget his name, but he was a very
Cool.
sweet
You
guy. But
mean executive suite?
yeah, the owner. I remember when we shot the scene.
Yes.
Obviously in the scene we're drinking, right? And
Yes.
but the thing is that the dreams were supposed to be real, obviously, because if it's real, then you get
Oh yeah, I remember
but
that.
it
He gave
worked.
he gave you a real drink.
They gave us a real dream because they wanted the reaction to be real. So they surprised us, and there was actually real actors. When we tasted it, we went like, like we made that face of like,
That that's actually well, now I can say that's actually Touch Brendan's idea.
wow, really? It wasn't supposed to be my idea,
Yes,
especially for
his idea,
Joe.
not the club owner. Is
Oh, okay. But you know what? But the reaction was priceless. I'm especially Joe. Oh my god, I still remember Joe Jenkins. He was a really good guy. I liked him. His reaction was the best out of all the four of us. His reaction was the best, and I that's the shot. That's the shot that we don't need to do this again because Joe, because he didn't know, so he drank it. He said like, oh, like wow, because it was strong and it was funny. Oh my gosh, I mean that was a good moment. That's probably the best moment I had shooting because that was so fun. Um, but yeah, that was a good surprise. I like that.
yeah. So let's give our audience and listeners a little insight.
I'm
So we
sure.
are planning to release the film on the streaming
Really?
platforms. So let's keep our fingers crossed.
Yes, I hope because this is something that we've always wanted,
Um,
and it's finally
and
happening.
I again, I want to just say this out here on this show. I really appreciate and feel grateful and blessed for everyone who is involved because I was, my first film, so everyone trusting in me, and I been through a lot, and I come to a realization that it's not about me anymore. It's everyone who's involved. And unfortunately, there are some people who's involved is no longer with us. That's very sad. So I want to, say their names on the show. Um, the house party scene is our
Mhm.
dear friend Don. He provided his house, and we shot few scenes in that house, not just the parties, not just the house party. I believe what's the character's name with Nikki?
Oh,
It,
Tomas,
it, Nikki list.
Nikki Tomas, right?
Yeah,
Oh, you mean Nick?
Nikki. No,
Yeah.
not Tomas. The other one.
Well, no. Well,
That's
the one that played Nicky, his character's name was Jerry, I think.
Yeah, Jerry. So Jerry's his his own house scene, and then Tomas and the boyfriend. When they have that sliding door scene. That's all at Dawn.
Oh, William. Oh, I love you, William. William, you roll everybody. He's living that
Yeah,
like, awesome. He's doing good. He's getting a lot of bookings. I've seen him on
yeah.
TV.
And second person I want to mention is my friend Kurt. He kind of like he kind of like a part of the producer. He back in the hotel scene that I was in with the character Jack, the hotel scene, and also some of the equipment in the post production that he also been part of it. And last but not least, I'm gonna have to insert this person's name. My memory's bad, but it's a scene photographer, which is remember we did some trailer before we actually filmed the film.
Oh, yeah, the
Yeah, and
demo
then
trip.
and then Touch Brendan has a friend that he came in to do some photos, and I just found out that he passed during COVID, and wow, and he's so young. My gosh, yeah.
How old was he when he passed?
Hmm?
How old was he when he passed?
I believe he's in only in his 30s. Yeah. So these people are the one that I know. I know there's few. Dan Satter, I haven't heard from him for a while. And then there's one that who did interview of me. His name is John. I don't want to butcher his last name, but the one who interviewed me, because of the film, he's no longer with us as well. Yeah. So I mean, I don't want to depressing everyone, but I'm just want to mention these people.
Right.
Made me come realize I owe to those everyone.
Right.
And I don't want them, I want them to able to see it, enjoy the fame while they're still alive. So
Right.
that's why after 10 years, I still want to put it out. And I believe the timing is very right now because the content,
Yeah,
the storyline, it's kind of reflect to what we're currently facing in the
it's still
politics,
relevant.
So yeah. So thank you, and you're the biggest supporter, I have to say,
Thank
because
you. Yeah,
you always kind of keep me accountable.